Yeah, he's out for the year, unfortunately. Requires surgery, his injury, and he's going to get that Thursday of this week. Probably looking at a 3 to 4 month recovery process. So it's unfortunate. Obviously, huge loss for us. And heart goes out to the kid because he was just playing so well. But we have to and will always do what is best for our players' long-term success and future. And we collectively felt like this was the best course of action for him and his future. And he will make a full recovery. It's not anything that's threatening to where he won't be on the ice flying around when he's healthy. So, we're really, really bummed for him. But I think the other piece of it is we still really like what we have, and we like how we're playing, and it's a great opportunity for guys to step up, and they will.
When you say obviously probably got multiple opinions, but was there an option of maybe just rehab and no surgery?
There was an option of that, but I think, when you take everything into consideration and the ability to get it fixed and ensure long term there's not going to be any sort of issue, that's what we wanted him to do, and he wanted him to do.
What does that mean for the rest of your forward group this weekend? Are you getting ready?
Yeah, I mean, we still like what we have down the middle. I mean, it's just a great opportunity for guys like Smoley and McGurn, and who's now back to 100%, and Logan Morrell and Braxton Whitehead to step up, and guys to play with, guys like Lush and Shim. It's a great opportunity, and they're completely capable. I mean, if it's Smoley, he's a kid that had 30 points in the NCHC as a sophomore. He can do it. He can do it. He had more points last year than Potsy did. So we're still confident. We're still confident. We believe in whoever it's going to be to take over. Is he a tough guy to replace? Of course he is, right? He's dynamic, and he pushes the pace and drives the play better than almost anybody in the country. So it's going to be different, but we still believe that we have everything we need to have success.
What's Shimmick's timetable?
It's good. We anticipate very likely him being available. It probably won't be decided until a little later in the week to make sure, but we don't anticipate him missing any more time. And if he does, it would probably only be this weekend. But we were very hopeful that he'll be in the lineup on Friday.
With all these injuries to the team, what have you seen from the rest of your forwards and their ability to step up?
I mean, look at since really Duluth, and Dowder went out, Smolin went out, and we've had McGurn out, Beck out. It's Keener, Waldron, now Potsy. I mean, Shim was out in the Miami win, so it's been a tough month and a half, from an injury standpoint. But from a results standpoint, it's been our best month and a half. So it speaks to the depth that we have. It speaks to the belief that we have in every guy in that room to step up in moments when we're shorthanded, and they've done it. And there's no reason why that should change or will change moving forward. That's not the mindset. We're not going to suck our thumb and feel sorry for ourselves. We're gonna keep pushing forward and try to make a push here with an unbelievable team and opportunity coming in this weekend. And that's exactly what the focus is and what the mindset is.
With guys having to have stepped up, like you said, I mean, not that as a coach you've always had the freedom to, throughout past seasons you've mixed up lines and having depth helps that, but what have you seen from this group chemistry-wise that mixing up the lines that won't really skip a beat?
I don't know. I think it just speaks volumes to the leadership we have, and the job the captains have done, gelling the guys. Most importantly, as a group, away from the rink. So it doesn't really matter. I mean, you can ask Shim and Lush, like who do you want to play with, and they'd be like, we don't care. I could put Whitehead with them. I could put Morrell. I could put Small, and I could put McGurn. They don't care. They're comfortable with any of them. They believe in any of them. And that's important, So will their line look different? Yes, but will it still be incredibly effective? Absolutely. Whoever gets to play with them is obviously, is going to treat it like they won the lottery. It's two of the top, 7-8 scorers in the country.
Do you have any idea who you'll put up to play with them?
I don't know yet. We're going to try some things in practice this week, but no, I don't know quite yet. From last season?
Yeah.
Oh, the injury. Yeah, I mean, I think the difference was last season. You know, when we started the year decimated. I mean, just decimated, and it was early. It was too early to have that identity formed and mindset where guys needed to step up because really roles weren't totally established. Where this season, happened to us, in mid-December through a gauntlet stretch of our schedule, and we've gotten through it. And so, the parallels really aren't that similar. But that's why moving forward, we have so much confidence because we've already been through it. And it hasn't been Potsy, but and he's a big reason why we got through it. But it's been other guys, and like I said, it's such a great opportunity for guys to step up, and I'm excited for them, and I know they will.
How has that Morel line in particular stepped up in this stretch?
Their identity line. They're big, they're hard, they're tough, they forecheck, they're heavy on pucks. They're responsible defensively, they're good on the wall. They're our identity line. We go as they go. And internally, that's what we say. Like, they're your identity line. The other line has been a great scoring line, are dynamic and unbelievable what they do. But, we generally win our games when that line is doing what they do best.
Heading to the final weekend of this January home stretch, what have you learned most about your team?
Yeah, they're just resilient, and I think when we're playing loose and we have belief and we're having fun and they're playing for each other, we've already proven we can beat anybody in the country. These guys are really good. We know how good they are. We've already played them, but we've also already beaten them. So we're excited for them to come into our building, and they're coming off a loss. They're going to be really good, and they're going to be dialed. They're going to be hard. And as far as I know, they're pretty much fully healthy, minus a kid that they've had out for the most of the year. So they're going to be a handful, But for us, we moved up this weekend in the MPI, which was great without even playing. The margin between really 24 and 15 is so minuscule right now, that with a successful weekend, we're really in a position where we can make hay here at home, and that's the focus. There's no moral victories because we got guys out. Two of the top players in our league, and Cullen Potter and Jack Beck, are out for the year. And we can make that the story, or we can make how we respond to that the story.
How have you learned from last season when you missed the tournament by that much? And how have you brought that to the team, and how have the veterans?
We drew on that in the margin, the razor-thin margin at the start of the year, all preseason, and why every game matters, every touch matters, every shift matters, and what would have happened if we didn't give up a goal in the last minute at Air Force. So we've already done that. This is a much different team than last year. It's way younger. It's way more inexperienced. At every position. And so with this group, once it became about this group and really what this group had to do and the identity that this group needed to play with to have success, things have changed for us in a really good way. And it took a little longer than we had hoped this season, but we're there. We're within striking distance. We don't have a fighting chance. We have a legitimate chance to still do what we wanted to do when we set out to start the year. And to do it with this young group, a lot of these guys will be back next year. It's awesome. It's just something we can springboard off of.
One more question.
How rare is it in college hockey to have two of your top six forwards out for an entire season and then still try to make a playoff push?
Yeah, I mean it's rare, but I think it speaks to our depth and belief. And it seems like a year ago we had Jack back in, and he only got to play 10 games. So we're just thrilled that he's going to be back next year. And but those are two dynamic, really, really high-end players that would be difference makers for anybody in the country. So and I think it's just, again, our player leadership, the job that Smoley and Cruz and Shim and Bose and McGurn have done keeping this group together. All the credit goes to them, and they're an unbelievable group of kids that have provided a ton of leadership, and that's why the belief's there.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Let's go.